And we're live. Ahoy, welcome to the Drunken Ship Podcast, episode 14. I'm your host, Jordan Crockett. Alongside of me is my co-host, my best friend, my brother, Tay Norman.
The one and only.
The one and only.
The one and
What's
only.
up, Tay?
How you doing?
What's up, man? How you doing? How you doing, buddy?
My hand hurts.
Yeah, tell me about your longboarding accident.
I was supposed to tell
we're
nobody.
Well, you shouldn't have flashed your fucking hand up earlier. Me and Tay were talking before we started the show, but yeah, look at this shit.
Audio listeners, I'm showing my hand to the camera.
Oh yeah, oh god, yeah.
What?
I forget that we have audio listeners now.
Yeah. God,
Yeah,
look at my body.
Tay's showing his bruised up, both his arms, both his elbows. You went face forward, didn't you?
Surprisingly,
You fell.
no, I remember falling. So I had all in control until I got to that steep. I was in control as soon as I.
All right,
get off, I
run us through what happened.
Okay, so I got better at longboarding.
Oh, okay.
Well,
yeah.
despite the
Better,
injuries,
yeah.
despite the injuries, yeah, I got better at controlling
Speedable.
and learning how to control my speed because I used to be kind of afraid to go down hills. Now I'm not really. Now the way I was doing it wrong. You're supposed to put your front foot closer to the head of the board. God, I keep burping. The head of the board.
Your front foot.
Yeah, so because when I used to do it, I was like, why when I go fast, my board keeps wobbling. My foot wasn't close enough to the head of the board.
And I guess that keeps all the control.
Yeah, and I found this from a forum. Literally found from a forum. Oh my god, I got it. So then I try to day I got an accident, I try to test my limits. That's what I told people. Testing my limits. So I went God. I went really far. So I went from this one hill to another hill, and I kept momentum going. So the hill goes from go down, I had to turn left, and it goes straight forward down again. So it's two hills with momentum building up. Yeah. So I was going at least 30 miles per hour. So see, when I got to this steep point, which I can get over now, but I guess I was going too fast this time. So usually when I see those steeps, I freak out and jump off. But
do you get speed wobbles on a skateboard?
That's what it was at prior. I didn't have my front foot on the head of the longboard. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But this one when
but on a skate, I guess because a longboard is different from a skateboard because on a skateboard, I don't think it matters where your foot is at.
Yeah.
Because I think you're regardless going to get speed wobbles, but a longboard is built to
for speed. I don't think longboards are meant to be what I was doing. I mean, not longboards, but skateboards. Yeah, skateboards just with tricks and stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean it's not for running hills and stuff. It's not. It's more built for other oiling and stuff like that.
So there's different types of longboards too. Mine is built for cruising, but you can also do speed too. But they got one built specific for speed. They look more like surfboards, the speed ones.
Yeah.
But I got a cruising one. I just want to cruise around. I don't want to do tricks or nothing. I don't care about that.
Is it short?
That's long.
Is it kind of a shorter one?
38 inches or whatever it is. 38 something. The average is 40. But I got 38 because it feels more comfortable.
So is cruising? What is cruising just
going around the street, just doing cars and whatever.
Is it easier to gain momentum with the a long? I've never longboarded, but I know a lot of people who do. But so I've always just skateboarded and I was doing anything. So is it just easier to I'm assuming that since they have water wheels and stuff, it's just easier to control, and then it's also easier probably to gain momentum.
I guess it varies because my sister has a skateboard or whatever, and I can't control it. It's so weird, right?
You can't control it, but you can control the
longboard. Yeah, I guess it just varies because you think it'd be the same thing. It's not really. If I get on the skateboard, I'd probably be useless on that thing.
You said when you get on your longboard, it's just I think the placement, because I've seen people longboard, and the placement of their feet and the way they stand on it is way different from a skateboard. Because a skateboard, you keep your so your right foot, it's your right foot or right-handed.
Yeah.
You'd keep your kind of your right foot at the back of the board where there's gonna kind of a tilt, and that's to pop it.
Oh, okay.
Pop it open.
Pop.
Yeah, that's where you would pop it to do an ollie or something, and then you keep your left foot like probably in your middle or maybe a little bit higher up on the board, depending on like how much control you want.
Longboard is you put your, so they call it goofy and normal, whatever. Goofy is like left side, like the other way.
Yeah, like skateboard's the same way.
Same way. I guess I'm normal. So I put my so I skateboard facing my right side. And
okay, so you don't like stand facing forward.
No, you do that with skateboard.
Because I've seen people longboard, but they face forward for some reason. And I thought that was like the way some people.
Yeah. Well, oh my god. Yeah, but you gotta look forward. You gotta put your right foot by the head, then put your left foot, I guess the tail they call it, and you gotta look forward. So you trying to like, you kind of be in a what's the position? Like you're trying to, what is it? When you do like squats or something, you do like one knee at a time.
Yeah.
I can't think of the word right now.
You mean
like a lunge,
Bulgarian?
like a lunge.
Oh, like a lunge.
Kind of sort of like a lunge position, kind of, and you just go from there and just use your feet or your weight and just balance like that. It's like looser on the sides. Some people like loose these longboards to make it super loose. Mine is like probably like slightly close to the middle of loose, so like not loose, and like fully loose. Mine's like a bit close to in between.
I know what you mean, because like I don't like skate with my trucks, like, or when I did skate, I don't really skate anymore, but I never really skated with my trucks like really loose. It was always kind of like semi-loose. It was never like full on, because some people, you would get on their board and it would tilt all the way to one side. Mine would just like tilt.
There's this Asian girl I follow on Instagram. She be driving, like she'd be like skating smooth on a longboard. I guess hers is super loose. Yeah. And I'm still trying to learn those.
It's probably got something to do with like just balance. Like you can skate like that and it's probably better, but you have to have complete balance on those.
Yeah, like she like, because I look into tutorials when I got my longboard, and like the way you kick off, you gotta have your feet straight as possible, your leg, you just push. But the way I look at these videos, like how do you keep momentum? I can keep momentum when I
see, that's why I assume that like the momentum on these boards are like easier.
I think it's easier
because it does look like way smoother.
Because you're pushing your weight to the side like that. You're pushing your body weight to that, make it keep going. But the way this girl does it, the Asian girl does, and this dude on YouTube, like, how do y'all still going with that little push? And like, look at that video. You saw probably on Twitter where these skateboarders and longboarders in San Francisco doing the Black Lives Matter protest. Like, how are these guys still skating with the little pushes they were doing? Like, they just like, how to keep momentum? Like, I can't do that. I keep momentum from your heel.
It's probably like harder to keep momentum like that. But like longboards, I mean, they're designed obviously. Maybe it's because you have a cruise board or whatever.
Probably. Like I'm invested to this stuff now, dude. Like I'm thinking about buying another one in the future. I love it, man. Yeah, it's fun. I got it because exercise outside more, be outside more. That's what I got it for. I'm going down hills. The problem is over here where my area is too many hills. I don't want to do that constantly, and there's too many cars in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my only problem.
You have to let me come over and let me try it.
Yeah, dude. I can bring it over there, whatever, one day.
Yeah.
I need like. I have Raina. She never had like a date or something. Like, come like longboard with me. I want to longboard with a whole bunch of people. Just cruise. It's fun.
Yeah, I can teach you how to skateboard.
Skateboard. I never owned a skateboard actually. I don't know why.
Two. Yeah. I owned like a shitty one from Walmart. That was like really thick and it was like garbage, and I owned like a pretty decent board with like, when I kind of knew what I was buying and stuff, I customized it, and it's actually a pretty decent board.
Yeah, I paid like a call it Mercer.
Nice.
Price.
Oh, okay, so that thing's pretty thick.
Yeah, it's thick. I paid like $175 for it.
Really? I think I paid, when I got my skateboard, I paid like $100, but that was like years ago.
Yeah, I got it from Zoomies. Went in and the guy asked for help. This is one of those few moments where I just like wake up and be like, you know what? I'm gonna be different today. Like, you just get bored with stuff and you just want to do something different.
Yeah,
that's why I
remember you asking. I remember you were like, I want to. So it's a hobby now, right?
Yeah, it's a
like,
hobby
that's
now.
like your hobby.
Yeah, like, cause I remember I was at Florida last year or the year before. Cause I text Raina like what to do with this stuff. I have no idea what I'm doing. Then I finally got it this year. So yeah, it's my longboard story.
Speaking of paying a lot of money, check out the shirts. Gotta represent.
Like
my Huff, my Godzilla X Huff shirts finally came in, so I had to wear one for the podcast.
I don't know that guy's name. He's a Japanese artist, but I love the art he does for Godzilla. He does it for the movies from the Heisei series. If they had a Biollante shirt like that, I will buy it. You seen the Biollante version? There's like a big flower behind him. You seen his artwork before? I'm pretty sure you have.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
It's just like green and pink or whatever.
Those are like the best artworks from the series.
Yeah.
Those are best posters.
Yeah, best posters. Yeah. Cause they're over dramatic. Look at the Mechagodzilla one. He looks nothing like that in the movie.
Yeah, but it's like it's so like it's so raw.
Yeah.
I want to get like posters of them. I wanted to buy a bunch of like official like movie posters and then frame them and put them up on my on my living room and stuff. But it's like it's hard to like buy like genuine like good posters, good size qualities. Yeah.
No,
a lot of them they sell them small.
I started buying posters because when I buy posters, it gets dated. Like I remember I used to buy posters for like the Marvel movies and the Star Wars movies, and like I have this Force Awakens poster. Like that's been gone.
Yeah.
Like why would I have an Age of Ultron poster? Like that's 2015. They feel dated to me. But for something like,
I mean, you remember my room, right? Like I had all those posters.
Yeah.
Like even in our old podcast, you can see it. Like it's like I always cover the corners of the room in my posters and stuff.
Like it depends on what it is, though. Like what is that movie you had with the Mike? I always bring this movie up. Of Mike Myers and other guy.
Norbit.
Mike Myers.
Wayne's World.
See, that's a fine poster. Posters like that, or the Godzilla ones you just had. Not the 2014 poster. That's dated. The 90s ones are fine though. But something like I don't know, just like movie posters sometimes feel dated.
If you're just posting it up on your wall like that with this like tape or
pin
tacks, stuff like that. I mean, just like a kid's room, like that's gonna get really dated. But like what I wanted to do was like actually frame it. Yeah. Like it's like actually like beautiful artwork, and I wanted to like post it.
I think I'm done with posters. I think I'm out of that phase.
But I was gonna hang it like only do like 3 and space them evenly apart and stuff and make it look nice.
Mm.
But like I didn't want to do it like just I think I'm out of that phase of like just wanting to put them side by side and shit like that.
You should get a Godzilla ones. You should get Biollante, Mothra, and I guess it's the one you got on right now, Space Godzilla.
Yeah, I wanted to do like Space Godzilla. I want to do Biolantes, and then
Mothra Destroyer. They both like pop out.
Probably Destroyer.
Yeah.
And then I want to do like Shin Godzilla.
You got boring posters. About Shin Godzilla.
No, come on. Like I love the red and black.
That's plain red.
Yeah, that I made it my debit card.
Oh yeah, this one says a meteor.
I was at some ice cream place, and I hand my card to the guy, and he's like, "What is this, a meteor?" And I'm like, "Yes, it's a meteor."
Movie posters nowadays kind of suck. I don't know the last good movie poster I ever seen. I used to make movie posters my like wallpaper on my phone.
Yeah,
I guess Spider-Verse.
I remember
maybe?
like
I don't know.
We both had the Marvel when Infinity War was coming out and stuff.
Yeah, that's still ugly.
They still had they had interesting like movie posters.
Some of the purple one.
Yeah, they have like an art to it. Like they had like the Thor Ragnarok poster.
Yeah,
it has like a
80s aesthetic to it.
It had like an 80s aesthetic. Like it was like hair metal like symphony or something like that. But like the posters had a like what is it about? It had like a balance to it.
Yeah. That's
and it was like a build up, like a triangle or something. They were like really nice.
I think what's name did that too. She's doing it. Wonder Woman's doing posters similar to Thor right now too. Or Wonder
That's a
Woman
good style.
84. Yeah, it's like because it's in the 80s. I don't know why
Yeah.
Thor is supposed to be inspired from the 80s, the Ragnarok, but I didn't see it at all. I don't know what they were talking about from there. But Wonder Woman makes more sense, I guess, because it take place in the 80s or whatever. Yeah, I haven't seen any good
Yeah.
posters lately. I don't know. I'm thinking I'm out of that poster crazy phase. Unless it's like a really, really good one. Like my posters now on my phone, it's just like photography of like cities. I'm boring. Like there's this guy on Twitter. What's his name? Liam something. He takes pictures at nighttime with like cities, like Tokyo, France.
Oh, I follow a dude, or no, it's a girl. It's a girl.
Yeah.
She does like artwork and stuff, but she does the best photos. I think she lives in Tokyo.
Yeah.
But she does like the best photos of like Tokyo at night. And
Those
they're
kind of
always
photos.
like, I guess she edits them and makes them super vibrant.
And
But they
neon.
look so, yeah, it looks so beautiful.
It's got that little cyberpunk thing to it to me. That's why I like it.
Yeah.
That's the only
And
wallpapers
so
I have
her
now.
like artwork. Her name's like Denise, but I can't remember her like full like Twitter name. I give her a
probably
shout out
follow
if I can
her.
remember it.
Yeah, the guy follows that Liam dude. He takes the same kind of photos too. You've seen him before too, probably.
I think I follow him too.
Yeah, they just take good, beautiful photos. Those are my wallpapers now.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't do nothing.
Mine's the guy who did the manga for Afro Samurai, the Jin. He did one for Ghost of Tsushima, did artwork for it.
I don't know.
And I have like,
This is a stupid question. I didn't know that was a manga too. Afro Samurai.
I thought it was a manga. Is it
That
not?
was straight to animation. I don't know.
It may
I
have
don't
been
know.
straight to animation.
It's American made. It was Japanese.
But the dude who drew it, I mean, it looks, show it to the camera. Sorry, audio listeners, but it's like,
Oh, disc. Yeah, I had this, but
yeah,
I took it off. I can't wait for
I
that game. By
love
the
it.
way, it's next Friday.
yeah.
Yeah.
The
wait.
time this is going up, it'll be next Friday.
Can't wait.
Dude, I've been fully like sunk into like
Japanese culture.
yeah,
I
like for the
noticed from-
last like 2 months or something.
I noticed from the Drunken Ship YouTube page. Every time I log in, it's either food, style, music, or something Japanese. It's got to be you.
Really, I haven't used it in a while, but but yeah, I was probably using it then too. But like,
Yeah.
I've been listening to a lot of. So, I read, or I shouldn't say read. I listened to the Book of Five Rings.
That's how you tweeted that, right?
Yeah, it was written by
It's an audiobook.
yeah, it was written by a samurai from I think he died in like 1500.
1700s.
No, he died in like 1500. He was but his name is fuck.
That's cool. They reread it.
I don't want to butcher his name, so I'm not going to attempt it
Yeah.
because I can't. It's Mashita something. I think that's right. Anyway, it's it's just the book. It's like on like how to be a samurai and pretty much like the techniques you need to use. Like there's a whole chapter. Like I think the water chapter is all of like how to use your sword and stuff like that, and how
Flow
to cut
like water.
It essentially tells you how to cut a man down and stuff.
It's
And then there's how, like where to keep your mind at.
yeah. What do you call it?
'Cause it's-
Kinsmanship or something? What
Yeah, it's
called.
like one of the five rings is like earth, water,
That's
wind,
cool.
fire, and then emptiness. And emptiness is like where your mind should be in
Your
in
mind.
combat. You should always like keep your open mind. I want to go back and listen to it again because I want to learn more about like how to like hold because he goes over like how to hold a sword
It's
and
funny.
all that stuff. It's crazy though. It's only like the audiobook was only like 2 hours. I was like I fucking listen to it in a day.
It's a podcast. I don't buy audiobooks, but it became like big mainstream lately too. I know Mr. Strong used to listen to them. And that's
Yeah, I mean,
that's
you could, I want to get Art of War next. I just want to devour all these like martial art books. I also wanted to like devour a bunch of history. Actually, today I was listening to like the like history of Japan and stuff. And one episode was on I don't know if you ever seen like or heard the story of the 47 Ronin.
I've seen the movie.
Oh, like
Keanu
the
Reeves.
Japanese movie?
Is it? Yeah. Is it? No. Wait. Isn't that Keanu Reeves movie? It's probably based off a real event.
There's a Keanu Reeves movie, but there's an actual Japanese movie from like 2010.
That's the one I'm maybe talking about. Oh, there's a Japanese version of a movie.
I think what you're talking about is like it's probably with. I know what you're talking about, but I think it's like it's probably the same story, but it's adoption. But there's like American version of it, and then there's an actual Japanese version of it.
Yeah.
From Japan, but like ever since like the Ghost of Tsushima like trailer came out, and they're showing that you could like play the game essentially like old school like samurai films.
Yeah.
I just want to go back and watch them.
Yeah.
I just want to like because like I keep seeing clips from like all these old samurai movies, and I'm like they look so.
They're so stylized. Cool. Yeah. That's how I am. Not samurai movies, but grew up by watching those martial arts movies, like the
I need to watch like yeah.
They're cool though.
Like Bruce Lee and stuff. Like what is it like Hidden
Jet Li? Yeah, like they be like flying in trees and like they're clearly on wires and the ways.
Yeah.
I miss those. I mean we talked about this before, but I miss those kind of movies. Like they talk, it's legit bad dubbing. There's something special about that.
Like
yeah.
What is that movie that makes fun of it?
Kung
Fu
Pao.
Hustle. Or Kung Pao, yeah.
Yeah. Well, when they punch, dust is everywhere. Like, I didn't get it, but I understand now because it's what they use to do martial arts. Chalk your hands or something like that or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. And they had, like, the ponytails, long, like, ponytails in the white robe. I miss those kind of movies. They don't make those. Well, IP Man is something close, but it's not those kind of movies, which are fantastic.
Oh, God, I love It Man.
Yeah. What was I about to say? Yeah, but Samurai, I don't know the history of it, but from what I heard, they rarely drew these sword, right?
What do you mean?
Like they rarely drew out their sword. Is that true?
Well, that's like one of the first lessons is like you only ever draw your sword if you're if you're gonna cut a man down. That's the only time you pull out your sword.
Yeah. Because people think they're like some Ninja Gaiden samurai monster killer guy, whatever. They're not really like that. They have control or whatever. And they drew it when they really need to. They don't go out in battle and like cutting everyone up like Ninja Gaiden or something. No, that's what people think of samurai.
If you were like at the
they're like cowboys, right? Western cowboys. Who drew first.
They're like militant.
Military, yeah.
Yeah, they're but it used to go in clans. So it was like your family. Like everyone in your family, that was your clan, right? And depending on like if your clan had a lot of honor, you'd be higher up, and then essentially like how warlords started, and then how like all these like wars broke out and stuff. It would be like 6 clans are all under like one guy, and that one guy controls these clans. And then if they wanted to take a village or he wanted to fight or something, he would use those soldiers. But like where the word Ronin comes from is it means a samurai with no master.
Yeah.
So like there would be a master samurai and then all his disciples and students. So but yeah, after like a master has been defeated or dies or something, then those samurai have no work. They don't have they're not getting paid or anything, so they would literally just be roaming around. Ronin.
What do you call the word? Like a work for hire kind of samurai? Does that make any sense?
A sword for hire, like a mercenary.
Yeah, mercenary. Yeah.
But they said like I've heard like they would just wander into town looking for fights, like that's like just they were dangerous like that, because that's all they ever knew was fighting. Like they only ever knew like war and stuff like that.
I remember in middle school, I don't know why I did this paper. I wrote a paper on ninjas, the history of ninjas. They were like farmers, and they became ninjas like over time or something. Like they used like I guess they like the stuff they use around the farm to become ninjas. My history's kind of messed up, but I remember they were farmers or something, and they like the art of ninjas like about stealth. They don't go out.
They're kill. Assassins.
Yeah, they're assassins. They're trained assassins, something like that. But they were like farmers.
That's what I think. What ninja means is like assassin.
Something like that. I can't remember. It's like it's cool. I love Japanese history like that. It's fascinating stuff what they do. Cause they're like rice farmers or something. That's where it came from.
They take a lot of stuff from like Chinese culture.
Yeah. Apparently they used to hate each other. I remember.
Well, actually, there was one guy that caused a lot of xenophobia,
Racism between each other.
Yeah, like he had wrote like he saw it that like because there's a lot of like Chinese culture. Because I mean, obviously people came from China into Japan.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, after like a while, like Japan started adopting like certain Chinese
cultures. Yeah.
Like culture and etiquettes and stuff like that. And there's I was listening to this one podcast talking about this dude. He had like, and I was listening and I'm like, this dude sounds like a fucking Japanese supremacist. Like,
really? Does he sound like?
Because he was just talking about how like inferior Chinese people were and like their teachings and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And he wouldn't even like read like any like Chinese literature and stuff. I forget his name was like Momoto Nanagi or something.
Was he Japanese? Like he was Japanese.
He was a Japanese philosopher.
Yeah.
And he studied like medical. He was like a doctor, but then he also had like history. He studied with it wasn't history. It was something like very complex. It was I forget the name of it. But he was pretty much he still gets quoted by like super people far rightist in Japan.
Oh my god, that's a thing. Doesn't even sound right.
Yeah,
I mean in their politics, it'd be like considered far right.
Yeah, but okay. I mean, like
that's so weird to hear.
One guy I remember, I didn't get to the episode, but there was a guy who tried to do a coup in the 70s, like because of like this dude's writings from. I think he died in like 1920 or something like that.
It's funny because when I was going back to those martial arts movies, I used to see that in those movies. I didn't understand it at the time. I remember my dad telling me about that too. Like they used to hate each other. I didn't really get it.
A lot of it happened in okay, so in like the in World War II, like Japan like occupied China and stuff like that.
Axis and stuff, yeah.
That guy that I was talking about was like one of the probably one of the main reasons, honestly, of why they started that. No, he was like he just had like far rightist like views about how like supreme. He wanted Japan to be like restored into a high pedigree of like this world power, and like how like he thought the Chinese like teachings were inferior to like Japan. He wanted to keep like Japan like he was like a purist.
He was a man of his time. Yeah, he wanted.
Yeah, and he caught essentially what happened was he caused like a lot of xenophobia and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find his name.
He wanted like. He wanted the Japanese to be pure as possible, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably butchering the shit out of it. Mo Miyamori Nagiya. Fuck, I did not say that right. But Mo, yeah, I'm not gonna try to say it again.
What are you looking at on?
It's a podcast called what is the name of this podcast?
Spotify.
It's on no, it's not Spotify. It's just a history of Japan podcast, and it's on iTunes. But I mean, that's what I just listened to it because my car radio is busted, so I just put in my headphones in and I just listen to podcasts like when I'm going to work.
How do people do that? I can't drive with headphones on. I get paranoid.
It was
same about longboarding too.
But I got really used to it afterwards.
I see a lot of people drive around with headphones. God, how do you guys not scared of that?
I am scared of it because like I can't hear an ambulance until it's like right behind me or something.
I hate that feeling when you
and then because you don't know what to do, you're panicking. You're like, oh, do I need to get out of the way or like where are you going?
Yeah, I remember I was coming from work before the pandemic happened. Whereas during the pandemic, I was what Walmart is over there. I remember it was like a fire truck coming. It was like traffic was super bad. It's around like 6 o'clock at night, and it was like so bad. Like the fire truck had to get on top of the concrete part between the roads and drive up there. Like, guy, okay. Then everyone's
they're supposed to drive in the middle of the road because all the cars are supposed to split.
Split, yeah.
Like Moses part in the sea.
Like, see, I didn't know you're supposed to go left side. I didn't know that. I just knew right side. That's what I was surprised at. Yeah,
you're all supposed to split. Like if you're on the right or the left, you're supposed to veer off to the side of the road.
That was only
so
just
they
right
could go
side.
in the middle.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever remember this in San Andreas, like GTA San Andreas.
Yeah.
If you drove an ambulance,
they would get out of the way.
I love that. I was like,
I forgot about that. They didn't do the GTA 5. I don't remember that detail in that.
I don't.
Because I remember
it's been forever since I played it, but I don't remember it.
I remember that Vice City stories though on the PSP, like they used to move out the way, and they never really caught my eye until like, oh yeah, they do that because your ambulance. They did it for Police Steel Blue Lot.
Vice City Stories was like one of the few games I actually had for PSP.
Yeah.
Did you have Ghost Rider?
No, but I seen it.
That was a great game.
Movie?
It seems like a shitty game, right?
It sounds garbage.
Like video game movie. They were always garbage, but that game was actually good.
The Iron Man games was garbage too. I think I played Iron Man 2 on PSP once.
Never had Iron Man.
Like a dead person.
But the Dragon Ball Z Budokai
Tenkaichi. I know you're talking about.
Tenkaichi.
Something. I played that one too. Yeah.
And that was great because it had Janemba in the game.
Well, I can't remember Janemba. I remember being in the Cell Saga in that game. I think memory of it. But I played this game before though. Remember that?
Yeah. I think it came out. I don't know if it was only on PSP, but I think it may have came out on. No, I take that back. I think it was only It was a PSP exclusive.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those kind of games where they have a console version, but they make like a portable version and trying to rename it.
What was that? Marvel.
The Ultimate, Rise of the Imperfects.
The Imperfects, yeah.
The game's amazing on PS2.
I had that.
Yeah, the PSP version.
I played it. I played it all the time on PSP.
Disgusting. I had it on PS2, but the PSP version
wreck shit with Spider-Man.
The PSP version didn't have Captain America or a playable Hulk. I think the PSP version had that.
I think so.
Yeah, because
there was this dude with big arms. It had
Brigade.
Big green arms. Yeah,
I remember the names. I used to be obsessed with that game.
I remember fighting like Dr. Doom was a bitch. I hated him.
See, he wasn't
in
the.
Fucking
he was in the PS2 version.
Really? He was like a boss. He was like a final boss in the game.
No, I didn't fight him. Yeah, that's crazy.
And then I remember fighting a library and stuff. A library. I hated fighting that fucking library.
I remember the intro though, when it's the end of the world in New York and all the heroes get defeated, and you see like Hulk get defeated. You see him, then you just show his arm, and his arm shrinks back to human. It's kind of scary looking at it as a kid. Like, oh my god, everyone's getting defeated. It had a scary theme to it, but the game was not scary.
What was the premise of that game? Because I do not remember.
There's a friend I had in elementary school. We used to talk about it all the time. That's how we connected because of that game. Like, you had that game too. It was this guy named Van something. I guess he was like, the story kind of sounds similar to Crisis when I think about it. Crisis 2 story, actually. The main protagonist is this Van guy, I forgot his last name. Then he was like, met around with aliens. They came to Earth or something, some alien species. Yeah. Then I remember they went to, the strongest one, her name was Paragon. That Mayan girl, was she in the PSP version? She was the main character too. She had big blades on her arms and like lightning power. She was strong. She was like strongest character. She was broken when you play as her. Yeah, she was like the main character. She wasn't really a bad guy, but they kind of make her to a bad guy.
Because that's what this game seems like it is. It's like bad. It's like you play as bad guys and stuff.
Yeah, the Imperfects, if they call them. That's the only time they appeared, and never appeared ever again in the comics or nothing. It was a game of characters. I like them though. They call them Imperfects. But then I guess he started. These people, remember the guy with the big arms? The Van got all experiment on them.
You know what he looked like? He looked like the bad guy from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he kind of always looked like that. He had the glasses and like the black shades and then the shit haircut.
Yeah, I remember his story because he was a military dude. Paragon was like some Mayan lady. I remember the ballerina girl. She had like earthquake powers.
Do you remember ripping off the AC units and throwing them at your opponent?
Yeah.
I used to win matches like that. I just chuck shit at people.
I remember Johnny. He had lightning powers. Like here's Johnny. Yeah. There was a fire girl. Cause I remember Human Torch had to fight her in the story mode. That Hazmat. He was like Spider-Man's enemy. Some creepy guy. He got toxin powers. He was like slimy, crawl like Spider-Man and stuff.
Yeah, he was real gross. Gross. Yeah.
His name's like Hazmat. And there was someone
Didn't
else.
he like make like a goo and if you stand on it, he would lose health and stuff?
Stuff like that, yeah.
This is like a weird fighting game, right? Like it was a beat.
It's some weird third person action game or something. It was a beat 'em up. It's like a arena fighter.
Because like PSP's like game selection was so small that like I mean like just like out of coincidence, me and you had a lot of the same games.
Yeah, but
I think anyone who had a PSP had fucking Vice City Stories.
That were Liberty City Stories, which I didn't play. I think that was Lane.
Liberty City Stories?
Yeah, I played that on the school bus.
Was that like for the Vita?
PSP.
That came for the PSP?
Yeah. That and you remember China Wars? That game was garbage too. GTA China Wars.
Yeah.
Top down.
That was like it was a top down game.
Yeah.
That's like to the roots of that's what like the first GTA was a top down.
Yeah, that's right. On it came out on a Game Boy, right? Did GTA start off a Game Boy?
I want to either Game Boy or it started at like arcade cabinets.
Yeah, because when it first hit the 3D, it was GTA 3. And that was a game changer at the time, apparently. When it first came out.
Was like when it first, and like they were like, "Fuck."
I never played that one.
I remember my babysitter, they had a PlayStation 2 there.
Yeah.
I remember playing it there.
My first experience with GTA was San Andreas. And I never forget experiencing this game. This is the greatest game of all time. Like, this game was pretty at the time. Like, it's so funny to think of. Yeah. I remember being at my cousin's house. Oh my god, this game looks real. Then I remember playing it and like
You drop.
Yeah, I dropped my controller. I remember playing like you can kill, you can drive, you can do all. I thought it was the greatest thing of all time. Then my aunt got it too, and I started playing it there. Like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Dude, I remember blasting all my exes live in Texas like crazy. That was like the song. You're like, yeah. San
Andreas was an amazing game. It's on PS. It's on PS4 actually.
Do you remember? Do you remember like looking for like Bigfoot?
Yeah. Years later, find out it was like a mod.
Yeah. Yeah. But like I remember getting freaked out because I remember like driving out in the woods and finding all those like mysterious cars, like those old cars that were like left out in the woods.
Evie hillbillies and stuff. Yeah, the woods and the desert was creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I remember finding the body bags and getting really freaked out. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
That's I love San Andreas. San Andreas has like a good nostalgia to it.
It's great. I love San Andreas.
That's how I started going back to GTA 5. GTA 5 had that same nostalgia till like 2013 for me at least. Because that's a game takes place,
right?
2013. 2013.
Or GTA 5 takes place in San Andreas, right?
Yeah, it's like an alternate universe San Andreas.
I haven't played it in so long, but people still play that game like crazy.
I think it's the most played game probably of all time, maybe, or this generation at least. That game always hit number 1 on charts.
It's the most well-selling game, isn't it?
Yeah, but who doesn't? Because it's like San Andreas was the same way. When you had a PS2, you had San Andreas. It was like the must-play game, and you know it's funny. It was a multi-platform game, but they added. It was so famous on PlayStation 2 for some reason. You can consider it as exclusive, but it really wasn't.
Wait, what? Say that again.
What?
Are you talking about San Andreas or
San Andreas?
GTA 5?
San Andreas.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's because it's on Xbox, but no one talks about the Xbox version. So it's because it's always connected to PS2 for some reason. I don't know if they did like a deal back in the day or what. I don't know.
I think most people just probably had a PS2 and played.
That's what I don't know. It just seemed like you consider this as PS2 exclusive. You wouldn't even notice.
That's how I mean I had it on my like original Xbox.
Yeah, on your Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was like, but for some reason it always seemed like they only ever came out on PlayStation.
Yeah, that's what seemed like it.
I think it was just a selection for Xbox then was so small.
Did it have GTA 3? Or
I don't think so.
I wouldn't know. Yeah, the original Xbox selections. Because I had two cousins that had Xbox, and they barely touched it. I barely touched it when I went to their house. I have like I don't really have nostalgia for Xbox, even though I played it. But it was super limited time when I played with. I remember playing
like the original. I mean, I was so young when I played Xbox.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like Mech Assault. That was like
I
one of the
remember
first games I ever got. Yeah, that was great. I love Mech Assault. I mean,
Ultimate Spider-Man. I remember playing that.
I never played Ultimate Spider-Man. You're talking about base Xbox, right?
Base Xbox, yeah.
Yeah. The first original one. Jet Set Radio.
You played that, and Pac-Man World 3 or 2, which one it was. I played that.
There was a NASCAR game I used to play a lot.
Yeah. And Mortal Kombat. That's what I played on Xbox.
Yeah, I remember Mortal Kombat Alliance.
Was it a 3D one where you fight around?
It was like 3D and you could sidestep.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Something like that.
So fucking weird.
Yeah,
I
played that one too.
So different from like normal like.
Cause they look like samurai in that game.
Yeah, like
Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Yeah, Sub-Zero had like he had like a frost sword.
Yeah, that's the game.
It was like the game with like first like with Frost and.
Yeah, that generation. I played that.
The game was so crazy because Liu Kang like gets his neck snapped. And then becomes like a zombie and shit.
That used to scare me as a kid. Liu Kang is my favorite. Oh my god, he's dead. And it took his soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Mortal Kombat's weird. Do you know the story of Mortal Kombat?
Dude, it's like overly convoluted. They've had to restart like 3 times, right? Because they had to do like Armageddon just to reset it. Or no, Armageddon was the end of it, and then it was like Mortal Kombat 9 had to reset the universe.
No, Mortal Kombat 9 takes place before 3 or some mess, right? Or after 3. That's in the past.
Oh, it's like because they have to like.
It was a soft reboot, right?
They have to like fix the events of like Armageddon, or they have to prevent Armageddon.
The zombie one.
Yeah, they have to prevent like that entire game.
Yeah, then I still haven't played the story mode for the newest when it came out, Mortal Kombat 11. But they go back in time and they reboot the universe again, right?
You haven't played the campaign for it?
I just got it for the multiplayer to play with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always play the campaign.
Me too. That's the same with Call of Duty.
That's been like my ritual for as long as I can remember. I've always like, okay, before I touch multiplayer, let me play the campaign.
I think I'm not like that no more when it comes to if it meant for playing with co-op or something. I'm not gonna touch the single player. Because
there used to be like certain things. I think I know why I'm like this. There was certain things you could unlock from the campaign that you could get in multiplayer, like certain skins and stuff. So I was always like, all right, let me take care of the campaign first, then I'll get into the multiplayer.
I used to be that way too, but something like Call of Duty or same with Battlefield, I don't care about that story.
Battlefield had some of the fucking worst campaigns.
I heard Battlefield 1 is actually good. The game campaign is actually amazing.
Really?
Yeah. What's the one? The girl?
I've never played the first one.
The one.
Battlefield 1, not the first Battlefield.
Yeah, Battlefield 1 and 5. I heard it got amazing campaigns.
Battlefield 1. Yeah, it was okay, but it's super forgettable. It had like, it wasn't like one story. It was like 3 different stories that takes place during different times. But it's still like super forgettable. I remember Battlefield 4 though. It's fucking like.
I don't know the campaign of that. I think I played the campaign. I can't remember.
But Bad Company has some of the best campaigns.
It ain't nothing special, but it's better than the main stream
come on, Sweetwater. Love Sweetwater.
I remember the cowboy, the Texas dude, and the satellites. That's all I remember from Bad Company too.
Yeah.
The airplane crash or something. That's all I remember.
Yeah, that's like Battlefield. That's too.
But Battlefield 3, I don't remember Battlefield 4's campaign at all. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know nothing about the campaign.
I can't remember 3 either. I feel like 3 and 4 was the exact same campaigns.
I remember like going to this construction site in Battlefield 4 and having a shootout. Or was that Battlefield 3?
I think it's either 3 or 4, but that's like the beginning of either one of those games or something.
I feel like I just threw it in there just because they had to.
The Modern Warfare campaign is good though for Call of Duty.
People praise them, but I think they're okay. I'm talking about the before Modern Warfare. I'm talking about like 2 and 1 or 3-2.
Call of Duty, the big red one, Call of Duty 2. That actually, I played that campaign multiple times.
The big red one. This was called?
That was like Call of Duty 2.
Oh, was it the guy looking at the cover?
Yeah, he's like pointing back.
Yeah, I had it on PS2. I played on PS2.
Yeah, I had that on the original Xbox.
See, I actually played that after playing because Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was my first Call of Duty experience. Then my cousin,
Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, that's my first Call of Duty I ever played. So I went back and played the PS2 version because that was the guy with the cover is looking at you. I'm like, wow, these controls are so different. Because I was like expecting all of them to feel that way, but it was
I remember the night missions were the bane of my existence as a kid because I could not fucking see where to go.
That's why I played the night mission.
Some of those level designs were so like, I guess they didn't get their, well, I mean, just with texturing and everything back then, like you just got lost because you couldn't figure out where was the next spot to go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can also chalk it up that I was just a kid, but I mean, like, I eventually figured it out, but I mean, fuck, back then, like, shit like that was so hard to figure out.
And that was the game. You couldn't do anything about it.
Right, and that was like the whole thing. And then like I remember like getting stuck on like Halo 2. Like at one part, and it was just because I couldn't figure out where to go.
I missed that, dude. Those PS2, GameCube, Xbox days was so fun. Cause you didn't know you were expecting kind of.
No.
Like I remember going to a video game rental store at Walmart, somewhere buy a game. You look at the cover, and that's all you got.
That's exactly how you bought a game. You're like, is that got a cool cover? Okay, cool. It's sold.
Last time I truly did it was Ninja Gaiden 2 on Xbox 360.
Because there wasn't like YouTube wasn't a thing.
No, I mean internet was still a thing, but I didn't use it.
But it was so. I mean, dial up. Are you kidding me? It took like half an hour to load a page, and then you didn't know where to go or anything.
Mm-hmm.
You had to go to like GameFAQs.
Oh my god, GameFAQs or Cheat Code Central. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
You remember finding like little scraps of paper with like GTA, like San Andreas codes. I still remember to this day how to turn off the cops in San Andreas on a Xbox. It's B right, left X, Y up.
Dude, that was. I remember like I used to go to like is either the book fair. I used to get cheat code books or Food Line, buy the gaming mag. I used to buy gaming magazines.
When I went to Piggly Wiggly's, I go over to the magazine rack. And shout out if you know what Piggly Wiggly's is, you country as hell.
That's funny what you know what that is.
Yeah, I had to go to the magazine rack, and then they had cheat code books, and I'd just go read the cheat code books like crazy. I couldn't remember any of them, but I just read them.
Who was that magazine? Was it Game Informer at the time?
Probably Game Informer.
I remember I used to like every time I used to go to grocery shopping, I used to go to the book session. I used to pick up the Shonen Jump books, magazines, or the video game books, and like you see gaming news. I miss that, dude, because I remember like it was 2005, so it was before Sonic Rush came out. I remember seeing this new Sonic character, like, oh my god, who was that?
There's such a slice of like forgettable time.
That's a time. I never think about it. That's like a time period.
People are just gonna forget that. It's so long.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so like no one, and you won't be able to compare. It was such a random thing, but so many kids did it. But it's so insignificant now that like it's gonna be just people forget about it. But like me and you can bond over it.
Yeah, that's funny because like it didn't really hit me until like legit now. That's where I got my gaming news from. There's those magazines.
It was random. It was always
random magazines.
Never had. It's just when you went to the store, you just like, oh, there's this issue of like this magazine. I'm like, what's in it? And I mean, we had it better than like in the 80s and stuff, or it was like where it was like almost virtually impossible to get like info unless you had like a magazine subscription. But I don't think they even had like. Did they have gaming magazines back then?
Yeah. Like Colin Moore, he used to talk about that all the time. That's where he got his news from too at the time. A lot of those people got their news like that from subscribing. I remember having a Nintendo Power subscription at the time. You didn't have a Nintendo console. That's had because I just loved video games in general at the time.
Yeah, you just wanted to know.
And I missed that, dude.
And now it's like,
remember
you just go on Twitter and then get your information from it. You don't even need to be like, you don't need to read a magazine or anything.
It's not exciting though, right? Maybe just nostalgia speaking to me right now. There's something different about it.
Because it was, you never got any information at all.
Yeah.
And then you go to the store and just, it could be like 6 years old.
Yeah.
And you just be like, you just didn't know, and then you find out, and you're like, holy shit, this.
That is so true. Because my time,
like, when they put Yoda and Darth Vader and Soul Calibur,
yeah,
and they had that on the magazine, you're like, what?
I remember the one I remember the most was when this when what's name was coming out. Remember what's that zombie game, Dead Rising?
Dead Rising? Yeah.
360. I remember the cover. I had a magazine the cover where he's holding a box and the zombies are crowding that.
Oh, he holding the TV.
Yeah, I remember that cover, and I remember when the Mario Sunshine one. God, I remember all of these, and like, I just looked at them. I brought some, but I'll just remember the covers from looking at them, just walking around the store, just reading this.
I think I bought one once in like a bookstore or something.
But I'll never forget when they used to do demo disc in those magazines. Remember that?
Oh wait, I take it back. I did buy a couple because of the demo disc.
Demo disc. That's so cool they did that. I miss those days, dude. That's so fun.
That makes me feel like ancient demo disc.
Yeah, you play a slice of the game.
that happened. That went on, like how long did that last? Maybe 6
years? 90s to like probably like 2006, maybe. I don't know. Because I know it started in the 90s and then just.
I can't remember any of the games that I had in the demo disc.
I mean, yeah, because I played so many of them. I remember I used to play the demo disc religiously at my cousin. I remember playing. What was it? Duke Nukem. On the demo disc, and Tomb Raider, and game. Some game where it's like an arena battle game. My God, you just fight each other. We used to play that. We used to play like stayed up all night playing demos.
Yeah.
Over and over again, and it's like limited content. Like
on my original Xbox, it had demos of games. I remember Frenzy Fusion. Remember that game? It was like a party game.
The furry games, the furry with guns. Was it that game?
What?
Was it like these furry creatures with guns?
No. What game are you talking about?
Isn't that Fury?
Fusion Fury or Frenzy Fusion? Fusion Frenzy.
I played these games. Yeah, I played this before.
It was it was different colored teams, and you could have up to like 4 people.
Yeah.
And it was like little party games of like you trying to like you're all in like in a ball and you're all trying to knock each other off a platform or something. It was games like that.
Yeah. I remember playing the Looney Tunes game where you play as the coyote trying to make up plans for the speedrunner and they try to capture him. Like some puzzle platformer I remember playing on demo disc. And I remember playing remember the Atlantis movie?
Yeah.
I remember playing that game. And I never owned it, but I played. Yeah, I had a demo. Like, God, I wish I could get further because it was so fun. It was like a PS1 demo disc. You could play on PS2, but I was playing on PS1. Whatever. I missed that, dude. Those gaming magazines. And I remember that's where that's around the time when I started reading manga too. That's so crazy to think of. I've been reading manga since probably 2004 or 5 maybe. Because they used to have shonen. Did they have Shonen Jump magazines where you was at too?
If they did, I mean, I didn't read them. I mean, I didn't start reading manga until like 2015. Yeah,
and it'd be like because the manga used to be all in the back, so you had to go all in the back of the book, and they read from the first page. So you had to read in reverse. That's where I learned that you had to read in reverse. And it'd be like random manga of stuff you never even heard of. Something that'd be like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, or like a random issue or something.
Yeah, it's like jumping into some part of the story. You just read it.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing like a Shonen Jump once or something. But I was like, it was so foreign to me. I was like, what the fuck are these things?
Yeah, it was really foreign. You didn't know what you were doing. Like for me, it was still foreign too.
Like some King or something was on the cover. That was like the hot.
And that's why I think I knew where he's from.
Popular when I was a kid.
I never watched that, but I think that's why I knew he's from the manga.
I remember I think Shaman King came on back in 2003 with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But it was on Saturdays or something. They had a shonen block or something. I can't remember. They had this weird anime block.
Yeah, people praise the show. I never watched this as a kid. I don't remember seeing it. It's probably a faint memory from me, maybe.
It was kind of on the scale of the Muscle Mass type show. It was before that. What was that show called?
I think you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, where they put on a mask and they would wrestle.
Yeah, it's like one of those, like a bad dubbing. It's not, can't watch it today because it's nothing like the original.
Bobo.
Garbage.
That it was like in that kind of like generation.
I know you're talking about. Yeah,
but it was like a little bit prior before that stuff. Because you know what? I remember it was like Shaman King, Prince of Tennis, Gundam Wing, shows like that. That was like it's kind of like its block.
Yeah, I may have watched it, just like I never probably cared for it at the time. Cause I seen this character. I remember Dre talking about like I never seen Shaman King, and you talked about it too. Maybe I've seen it, maybe I haven't. I don't know.
It's super old though. I mean,
they were making it apparently.
I rarely remember like episodes and stuff.
But you remember the characters and stuff.
In and Zach's Bell.
That's what reminds. So something like Zach's Bell then. That
it has
a
like
good
a
example.
lot of it's. You know, I remember Zach's Bell being cool when I watched it.
The show was mid as a kid.
I go back and watch like the clips of it. I'm like, God, this show looks ugly. It's fun. So bad looking.
The show was super mid as a kid. I just like the theme song. I remember the theme song. Like this theme song slaps.
Well, that's like some of like the first anime I started watching ever, and I'm like, yo, this is so cool. Like,
yeah, it was like a doll.
Lightning. He had like they had books or something like grimoires.
Yeah, he did a lightning attack.
Yeah, he did like his powers was like lightning, but there was other dolls that people had.
I remember we talked about this on another podcast, but like Prince of Tennis promos. The Prince of Tennis. What was his name? The Tsunami promo guy.
Who did those voice?
Optimus Prime voice actor. It was him.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I just remember hearing that.
Those promos were so great.
God.
Right? Like it made anything something wrong. I mean, Prince of Tennis is such a lame anime if you think about it.
It was garbage.
It was a sports anime.
I think Shaw liked it. I remember we talked about this once. He said it's actually good.
It's so crazy now to think that like sports animes are like so popular. Like that
I didn't get
that volleyball anime.
Yeah, I think that's when it popularized again, right?
Eat that up. What?
Was it a Korono basket or some mess? Kurosaki basket.
Basketball one.
Yeah.
There's a baseball one.
There is?
There's a swimming one.
I think the most famous one was the boxing one. And I remember reading his manga. Speaking of going back to Shonen Jump.
I knew. Yeah,
magazines.
It's like an old anime, right?
Came out from like the 80s or 70s. It's still ongoing. It's in the thousands or something.
What's that guy's name?
It's like the Rocky anime.
I remember I like
Eppo or something.
It one day.
Yeah. Are they still making shit anime for it? Like, there's no way I'm going back and watching the first episode and whatever. There's like thousands of chapters.
Oh, if you like boxing anime, you should watch Megalo Boxing.
I'm not watching no boxing anime. What I look like?
It's a good anime, dude.
The way I watch the same thing with sports games, I'm the same with sports anime. I'm not watching that.
Speaking of sports games, I think there might be a Wii Sports 2 for the Switch.
What?
Like Switch Sports.
They are?
I think there might be, because like Nintendo posted today on their Twitter like someone throwing a bowling ball down an alley, and it had like new chimes and stuff, and I'm like, oh shit, are we getting like Switch Sports? If we get Switch Sports, I'm copying.
It came with the Wii at the time.
Yeah, and it was like the best game for the fucking Wii.
Yeah, the Wii was a terrible. No matter how many people trying to convince me, the Wii was a garbage console. Like, no, I don't want to do all that motion controls mess.
When
like,
I got a Wii, I fucking
you had
bought,
one?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I had it was kind of crazy. I didn't know. At one point in my life, I owned a 360, a Wii, and a PSP. And when I went to the store with like $50 in my pocket, I'm like, what do I buy? What game do I buy?
Dude,
I had no idea. I was like, where did I put my money towards?
It's not as bad as it is today, but like the Wii is that console. Like, why I'm buying games for this freaking thing, and I have a PS3 and 360.
Right, and I could buy a way better fucking game for it.
Yeah, you can buy like I remember my friend had a Black Ops for Wii. I'm like, what are you doing, man?
Why?
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
I did. So that's stupid as fuck. But
yeah,
they did have a cool attachment where you could put your Wii remote into like a gun thing and use it like that for like Call of Duty 3 or something.
I remember like the Star Wars game, and I was so disappointed when you couldn't.
That's what I was actually
be...
about to say. Is like the Wii fooled me into buying that Star Wars game, thinking that I was going to be able to like swing my saber and actually like, cut something any way I want. No, you just move a direction and then it does an animation, and I'm like, and it's pretty much what VR is now, that you can you can actually do that.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's what I thought the Wii was going to be, and it definitely wasn't.
Yeah. Remember the iToy for PS2?
iToy.
No one remembers this thing.
Do you remember the little dogs?
Nintendogs?
Nintendogs.
Was it
the little like flat face
DS game? It was a DS exclusive game, right? It wasn't on Wii or nothing, was it?
Oh no, I'm not talking about like a game. I'm talking about like the little robot dogs.
The white dog things? Well, they had different colors. And it had like a visor face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
they had
those.
Then they had like a Gen 2 where it was like a flat. It had a flat face. It was like a dog body, but then it like the face would like light up and stuff.
I remember the McDonald's toys for those.
What was those things called?
I don't know. What a weird.
I had the little robot, little white robot.
Yeah, they had a Raptor one too.
Remember that was like later on down the road. That was like Gen 3.
Yeah.
And then it was so cool though. You could have a remote and make him walk and open his fists and stuff.
That was the same brand with the dogs too, right?
Yeah. Things all same company probably.
What was that? What is that?
It was such a weird like
generation
for like toys and stuff.
Yeah. I used to be a toy, what's the word, idologist at the time. I used to love toys. I had so many toys.
I had a fucking toy chest. It was like a huge box, and it was just full of toys. It was like
a whole bunch of
Bionics and Legos, and
I never brought Bionics. No, I know what it was, but I never got into it. I was more into Zoids at the time.
You couldn't build a Zoid though.
Yeah, me and my
like
dad used to
fucking building a Gundam.
Yeah, it's like a I remember
Bionics was like you could just mix and match. Bionics was like a cool Lego, like that preteen Lego.
Yeah, preteen Lego.
Yeah,
you
I got a fucking sword, and this dude's got a little mask, and I can mix and match them.
I couldn't get into Bionicle, but it did look cool though. I remember they used to have a TV show too.
Yeah, I never watched the TV. I remember they had like a movie come on, like Cartoon Network and stuff.
Yeah, it was like super serious and all that stuff.
Yeah, it was. I think.
Yeah, they used to come in this like the cylinder box. I remember just walking in the toy aisle.
So they had cool great packaging and everything. I remember being like, I want to say I was like 13 or 14 or something, and I was kind of like moving past. There was a time in my life where I just like transitioned and I stopped. Like I just kind of threw away all my toys and shit. I'm like, I'm not playing with this. I'm growing. I guess it was weird because I was like growing up. I stopped watching like cartoons and stuff.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and so
wow.
I still watched like adult animation shows like South Park and like Family Guy, but I just stopped watching cartoons and I stopped watching like Disney Channel and stuff when I was like 14 or something.
Yeah, that phase.
But I remember, I went through a weird phase, and then I went back after like I was a full adult, just so weird. But I remember I was like I had this secret little guilty pleasure where I actually bought like a bunch of Bionicles.
You did?
When I was like 14. Yeah, but like it was probably normal for a fucking 14-year-old to buy like Bionicles.
Was it? I'm not sure. What's the target audience? Or like 11 or something?
I have no idea. But I was like just in the store one day. I'm like, these things look so cool. And I just wanted I wanted Legos, but like I wanted something a little bit more mature. And I'm like, these things look cool. And I remember just making all these like cool, like intricate like designs and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I felt so embarrassed because I'm like, this is so lame. Like I'm playing with toys. I'm a teenager. What am I doing?
That's how it was with Yu-Gi-Oh cards at the time. Yeah.
It's so weird because I know what you mean. Like you grow out of this. You go through a phase where you grow out of all this stuff.
Yeah. So I did it with Power Rangers because I remember this day like it was like nighttime. Like, you know what? I'm gonna stop watching Power Rangers. It was my choice. I think I was getting too old. Like what?
I did the exact same.
Yeah, I had it talk to myself like a 10-year-old, 11-year-old. Like I'm gonna stop watching Power Rangers. That's whatever Mystic Force came out or after, whatever. And I just stopped. And they came back in high school. Like I was 17.
You stop at Mystic Force?
During Mystic Force or whatever. I stopped there.
As soon as Mystic Force ended, and it started doing SPD. emergency. When it started that, I was like, I don't like this. And
it's not that I didn't
stopped
like
watching
it. I
Power
think I
Rangers.
just wanted to feel older than I should have.
Well, that's why
Yeah.
I stopped watching cartoons. I was just like, I just grew out of them. I'm like, yeah, I don't watch this shit anymore.
Yeah, I still watch
It's so
cartoons.
weird. I don't remember making that transition with myself, but I'm just like, yeah, I'm getting old for this.
Yeah, I guess it's like just not an American thing, but like I think it's a normal thing. But then you come back as an adult and like you don't care anymore.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
That was like the weird thing. Is like so I stopped doing all this stuff for like, so I probably stopped around like when I was like 13 or 14 or something, and I stopped watching cartoons and playing with toys and shit. Other than Bionicles, but when I was a senior in high school, that's when I started kind of drifting back.
Yeah,
because like I started watching like anime. It's like when
Yeah.
I got into anime when I was a senior in high school.
I guess you don't care. Cause I remember I had to talk to myself too in high school. Like I remember that's when I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh again, and that's when I got to my nostalgia phase of watching these old shows. Like,
Well, I think
don't
the
care anymore.
internet got like way better.
Popularized
Like
it.
I still play like video games a lot, but like
That's
the
one thing I
internet got
kept.
way better, and I found like I could find like streaming sites that worked really good.
Yeah,
So I remember like when this is like the first anime I started rewatching. I like because I remember when I was a kid and I was watching Naruto and I'd just see bits and pieces of it. I never like fully got to see the whole thing, and like it always stopped at after the Leaf Village got like attacked, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what happens after that? Like I gotta know. So I went to my mom's house. I got on her laptop. I sat down for like six weeks. Every weekend, I would go to my mom's house because she had like super high speed internet,
Mhm.
and I just watched like from Friday to Sunday. I just watched Naruto all day. And then when I finished that series, I think it went all the way to like 300. They had like 300 episodes, and then like even like the old Naruto's, like no one had fucking ever talked about that.
I had a couple people in my school watch that. Cause I remember, I think I told the story before. It was like 2005 or 6, and this is when I discovered what sub was, like sub anime. It was this like early YouTube days when YouTube first came out, and some people put episodes up there. And I remember hitting, I guess when Sasuke gets the wings for the first time and fights Naruto.
Oh
with
yeah,
water.
when he turns into like a freak thing.
I watched that in subbed before it came to America like 2 years later. And I remember telling my friend on the bus like the next day, like, dude, this happens. And he didn't believe me. He didn't believe me.
I would be the friend. I'd be like, no way that doesn't happen. You're lying.
Yeah. No, I remember like in 2007, it finally came to America or whatever. And people watched it. Cause I remember being in the gym, everyone was talking about it. And I remember like, yeah, that happened. I saw this like 2 years ago on YouTube. And on like Japanese version. Cause I didn't.
Yeah, I was kind of going through the same because I hadn't like went over to sub yet because I was like, but I remember like Toby was like, this was like when like Toby was like
the goofy
like
thing.
he was saying he was Madara and stuff.
Yeah,
and I remember like seeing like forums. Oh my god, back when I was on Facebook and had like yeah. Like I remember seeing on like these like anime forums on like Facebook that like it was showing clips of like Toby saying he was like Madara. I'm like, that what? Like and the English dub was nowhere close to like near that. They were like 200 episodes behind.
Yeah, I remember. I'll never forget when I was still reading and I still used to like the series. When they first revealed Madara come out was that thing they make zombies out of?
The box.
Yeah. And
like
we would,
Crave.
yeah. And I remember when the legit real Madara came out, and I'm like, what? Like I was going crazy. It was like a Wednesday morning I read it.
Yeah, to this day, that is still one of the hardest scenes ever.
I never watched the anime. I watched the manga like 6 years prior.
Oh, you read the manga of him eating everyone's ass?
And
the animation though is so good for that scene.
Yeah, I heard people praising and stuff. But like, I remember like, because I read it before I went to school that morning, because I used to read manga. It used to come out like every Wednesdays. I used to go to like mangareader.com, they translate it for you. I read that chapter and I was like, dude, this is the coolest thing. Like he was super strong.
Those like those fan subs or those fans like what do they call them?
fan dubs or whatever.
But it's like they had a different word for like the translations.
They used to cuss a lot in the translations. They're like,
dude,
yeah.
When I was reading Tokyo Ghoul-Re, and I was like reading the weekly thing where they would have to translate it really quick. It's always like, you motherfucker. It's nowhere close to like what they're actually saying.
This is I remember reading that chapter and like just losing it. Then I remember this is around the time I stopped reading and caring about it because I'm like, this is stupid. It was in that chapter when they finally revealed who Obito was, or Toby was.
Oh yeah.
And that's when I started like, no. That's when I was like, you know what? I don't care anymore. Because for the longest, like for years, because I used to be like a Naruto head. People have been speculating. He was Azuna, Madara's blood brother. Because we never seen him yet, and he took his eyes or whatever. So that's what I thought. Then find out it was Obito, and I'm not sure they even animated yet, but like
no
probably
way that it could have been like his brother.
I don't know, it's a stupid theory.
Because they're so old. I mean, they're ancient.
Yeah, I don't know. It is stupid theory, but I remember probably like 10 years prior when that chapter came out. I remember getting a Naruto manga and they got Kakashi's backstory in that manga. I've read that manga before it came animated many years later. You know, he was a kid and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And he dies. Yeah, I have that
like
manga.
Obito.
Yeah, that's when it came like bundled with this Naruto manga. Then I remember this is when the first Ninja Storm came out on PS3. It's like 2007 when I read that. Did they animate that yet? This is a kid story?
Yeah. I don't know when, but they did in a long time. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I remember like it is the manga is like because it's so funny reading these manga. I think it's the first time I experienced
2007.
Yeah, that's when I read that Kakashi story.
I think that got animated probably like 2012 or something. It was like story. Probably many years after.
Yeah, I remember reading that manga on the bus. Like, the funny story with that is like I remember just watching the sub version of Sasuke and Naruto fighting. He grows the wings, and I'm telling everybody that happens, and no one like, no, it doesn't, because they didn't know what sub was at the time.
Like, shut up, Tay.
Yeah, that's how it was. Yeah, I remember that. It was Chris, my friend on the bus. He's a big Godzilla fan too. And like years later, people at the gym talking about it. Like, come on, I knew this. I was that guy. Yeah. I was. Do you know Shippuden came out in 2007?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew about Shippuden then before it came over
here. I started watching it probably 2011 or something.
Yeah, that's when I knew about Shippuden. I remember this came out in 2007. Like,
or no, 2013 is when I started watching it.
There was this guy in my family. I don't know if he's related to him or not. He was into anime too. I remember he telling me like, Naruto gets older too, right? Like what? I didn't know it was a new series. That's when I found out. This is around that same time period. He's older. Because they used to call it Naruto Hurricane Chronicles. That's what it means. I remember when it transitioned.
Shippuden means Hurricane
Chronicles or something like that.
Oh, I guess because of Rasengan?
I don't know. It's like this old little transition area when that time period came out. Yeah. Because I remember, God, I used to be obsessed with that series. I remember going after school and he used to like print pictures of like early Shippuden Sasuke and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the little vest thing on and everything.
Yeah, I do. Nostalgia is hell of a drug, dude.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good place to stop because we're over an hour now.
Really?
Yeah, we're ranting for a good long time.
It's a weird time.
You want to send us off, Tay?
I do this every single time. If you like this episode, you can give us a like, share, comment. If you're a Spotify user, come subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com, and search in Drunken Ship, and we should be like the first couple of posts. We post every we didn't say this in the beginning.
Oh yeah, I probably should have put that.
every Friday
at 9 a.m.
Yeah, Eastern time.
Yeah, gotta. We're gonna do a Cyberpunk react, and didn't
We are?
realize that it was.
Oh.
Yeah, remember, but we
Yeah.
didn't because we got the time slot wrong. So we were like, oh,
How
that
did
was
we-
an Eastern time. Or no, it was because it was I thought it was Pacific time, and
It was some weird Central Time, right? It was something.
it was like Central time, and I think it was it was weird because it was like the lettering was different, and I glanced at it and I thought it was one, but it was the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to it today too.
Yeah, I
still
was
haven't
too.
watched
I
it
made
yet
the
either.
thumbnail and I never got to post I should post the thumbnail just be like, because I was pretty proud of the thumbnail. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys like this show and you guys want to help us support us, just share this video and then tell your friends and stuff. But we'll see you guys on the next one.
Next week.
Next week.
Bye.
Bye guys.